3, 2, 1, here we go. Look at the absolutely stunning position on the board right now. It is checkmate. Have I spoiled the entire video for you right now? That is not true at all. This is one beautiful variation that could have happened. From Queen's Gambit to Endgame Mastery, we are going to find out how one of the top players from India, Pragg, plays. How does he handle the Queen's Gambit from the white side? Now, I'm going to reverse the position because I also want to attract you, dear viewer, to keep watching. So, I want you to look at this position because every single top player in the world, thanks to AlphaZero, is playing the move h4 in many positions. This is such an aggressive way to play with the Queen's Gambit from the white side. I'm going to keep reversing it. That's the kind of position we are going to get to very soon. This game took place in the Olympiad. Pragg, top player from India. You can see his rating in the bottom right corner, 2750 against Anton Demchenko, top player from Slovenia. Top right corner, as you can see, 2597. Let's keep reversing it just to show you how on earth we get this position. Then I will explain it from the top. From Queen's Gambit to Endgame Mastery, how does Pragg finish off a top player from Slovenia? That is the point of this video. You're going to learn how to play the Queen's Gambit from the white side, and then there are going to be so many beautiful tactical moments, which I will explain. Here we go. And you can use this from the white side. d4, d5, c4. So what is the Queen's Gambit? You play c4 and then you offer this pawn, and that is exactly what happened in this game. There are other responses like the Slav and the Queen's Gambit decline that is not chosen today. Two main moves here, e3 and then e4. Guess what? There's a third main move, which is knight to f3. The point of this is you stop black striking in the center. You might be thinking, what is William talking about? What a silly thing to show. Well, at the highest level, if you play e3 or e4, then e5 is actually a fantastic response. I will not cover this in this video. That is a different response. So when you get to a very high level, knight f3 is actually one of the best ways to play to stop e5. Knight f6 and e3. We are getting the pawn back. You might be thinking, well, there's a way to defend it, isn't there, William? Isn't that b5? And now a normal idea is you attack the pawn chain. Every single key moment I will put in the pinned comment below. This video is for my chess students. It is for anyone playing long-term openings, and it is a diary for myself. Every key moment will be in the pinned comment section below. a4, such a normal way to destroy the pawn structure. If you go c6, then b3. The pawns are just completely collapsing. Completely collapsing. Take with check. Queen takes b3. You're going to be up a pawn as well. Let's go back a few moves. Why am I covering all the basics or the basis? Because I don't know who is watching. You might know a lot about the Queen's Gambit. You might not know anything. That's okay. I'm covering all the grounds. e3, e6, and now bishop takes pawn. c5. Normal way to strike in the center. Castle, and now knight c6. Putting pressure in the center. Sometimes in the Queen's Gambit, you get this very strange situation. Well, not strange, it's just normal. Where lots of things come off. And this kind of position is absolutely fine for black. So, I'm so glad Pragg with the white pieces, top player from India, did not go for that. Knight c3 and now a6. Source the point, you get b5. You want to get space. And here Pragg plays a really cool move. I love this move because you are setting up an aggressive intention. Bishop d3. Facing the king side already. Here's a normal opening trap. You cannot take because you lose in the center. Take, 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 and then bishop b5 check. You lose your queen. So I'm just showing you this trap because it's so important. That's why Pragg's move actually works. It's a brilliant retreating move, and it's not even needed, you could say, because the bishop is not even attacked, and yet the top player from India retreats the bishop. You might think black can get space. No, You break open the structure, and if you push, then the knight actually sits beautifully in the center. Then the bishop can sit beautifully on e4 as well. So this did not happen. Next key moment, bishop drops back to d3, take. And we saw you cannot take on d4. Bishop e7, black is ready to castle, and now we have a fighting game. Pin, castle, rook e1, all normal moves. It's the same tactical situation. Just because black has castled, he's safe for a moment. You cannot play this tactic again because you lose. You lose the queen. So if we go back a few moves, I really love this aggressive setup from Pragg, one of the top players from India. Now, in this kind of position, it's actually really good if black tries to swap pieces off because he's got a bit less space. Central control belongs more to white because white is controlling the dark squares. So Demchenko, a top player from Slovenia, plays knight d5. I'm so glad Pragg did not play a move like this because then pieces are coming off. This is a bit too boring for me, but also this pawn is now weak. It's an isolated pawn. You want lots of pieces on the board to help play with this pawn. Let's go back a few moves here. This is a key moment from the intro. That's why you guys are still watching. h4 is now played. Defending the bishop, you guys might be thinking, what's the big deal? Why is William saying this is a fantastic move? It is an absolutely fantastic move because if you capture, then now you are really restricting the black pawns advancing. Well, you're just restricting the space on the black king. Bishop is brilliant facing h7, and you can always swing the rook over. So this trade is not going to happen. Black kicks the bishop away. A trade happens first, and then you actually attack the queen, and then he drops it back. Now, few more moments is this absolutely brilliant moment which I showed in the intro, that incredible checkmate. Let's have a look. I'm 7 minutes in. I need to hurry up. Let's go. Bishop e3, and now bishop d7. Queen d2. Sacrifice coming up. f5. Drop the bishop back. No, he didn't. No, he didn't. Pragg actually chose to go bishop f4, hit the queen first, and then there was a queen trade. This is the absolutely stunning variation I mentioned at the start. f4 actually looks like he's blundered. He is blundered. It looks like this bishop is trapped, but queen d3 is a sensational, is a stunning move. You see that rook move? That's actually the only way to block. However, if you don't block, we see that incredible variation. Check. Why am I pointing this variation out to you guys? Because I was listening to Peter Svidler, who is one of the best chess commentators ever, who's also Pragg's coach, actually. When I was listening to the Olympiad commentary, he mentioned that they were working together. Wow, what a connection there. Queen h7 check, king f7 check, and now take. When Peter Svidler was going through this moment during the Olympiad commentary, I was puzzled. Rook h8 was my first thought, but all the squares are covered. All the squares are covered here, and then checkmate coming pretty soon. You guys have 5 minutes. You can pause the video now. If you see this move, congratulations. Let me know in the comments if you actually see White's next move. It's checkmate in 2 moves. That's the stunning thing. You guys have 5 seconds. As usual, I'll just put my hand just facing the camera because I can't really get a timer going. 2, 1. Okay, you've had your chance to pause the video. Rook f1 is the stunning move. My goodness, it's probably one of the best moves I've ever seen. Rook f1, because if you take the queen, then that is actually checkmate out of nothing. One of the most beautiful checkmates I've ever seen. The knight protects the queen. The king cannot go anywhere. The bishop is trapped, and the king can't go there because, do you remember, many moves ago, the pawn on h4 went there. And if you do not take the queen, well, you need to give the king some space. But that's the cool thing. When you move the bishop there, the rook doesn't actually protect. So you can take the rook, but let's be a bit accurate. Let's check first. Check. You can throw in a check. I don't mind. You can take the rook. And now you're completely winning. Wow. This did not happen, but remember, this video is showing you these tactics. Every single tactical moment I have to put in if it is an absolutely brilliant tactic. Let's go back a few moves here, back to the game. This did not happen. Pragg, being a normal person here, bishop is about to be trapped. Hit the queen first. Now the queen's come off. This is what I mentioned in the intro, from Queen's Gambit to Endgame Mastery. The queen's now come off. Take, take. How on earth is Pragg going to win this? Well, let's see. To be fair, Demchenko plays some fantastic defensive moves, but we're going to see a very small slip-up coming soon. Rook d1, cool move. You don't want to take now, because then the bishop actually comes to f4, hitting both bishops. So you have to defend, and then you take. Both bishops are still attacked, and now we're coming in. We're crashing through. White has a beautiful position. You're going to be a pawn down pretty soon. If not, well, your pieces are going to be so passive. Two rooks controlling the D and the E file. Bishop is going to come in, going to take on f5. This is looking too strong. This did not happen. Let's go back a few moves. Let's have a look. We are 11 minutes in. Give me a few more minutes of your time. Here we go. Rook d8. Bishop f4. And now bishop e8. Fantastic defensive moves. You have to give your opponent credit where it is due. Bishop e8 is great because things come off and Demchenko is playing so well. Rook takes e6. Take, take, take. Take, take. 5 pawns each. It is going to peter out to a draw. That means just fizzle out. Everything might come off. No. If it did, I wouldn't be presenting this game in a YouTube video. Rook e7. Hit both. Well, not really hitting that one because bishop defends. Hit that. Bishop c6. And black is absolutely fine. Good move from Pragg because that bishop is better than his bishop on f4. Bishop e5. Offer a trade. Take, take. Now you can go f4. And then you might go f3. And then that could be a bit weak. The king might come in. Black chose g6. h5 is still fine. That's the thing. Even though this actually looks a bit ugly now for black. Take, take, and a cool defensive move because you have to give your opponent credit. Rook d8. Double exclamation? Maybe just single, really. The rook is coming in to be active. Trading pawns. Great move. Check. And now take. Has he blundered a pawn? No. Check. And now hit both. So you're going to get a pawn back. 3 pawns each. How on earth does Pragg, top player from India, win this? Push. King closer. Drop the bishop back. Okay, it's a race, really. 2 against 1 for Pragg on the right, but 2 against 1 for Demchenko, who can push the pawns. Check. And now one option is hit the rook, come back, and then go forward. Let me just show you that response. Here. Check. Hit. And now you can push. And he's just making a little bit more progress. However, this did not happen. Pragg actually put the king on h4. Looks a little bit strange, except it doesn't, because you want to go g5, but also maybe king here. I know you can't do it because the bishop is on e8 at the moment. Let's see what happened. a4, hit the bishop in the center. Push. 1, 2, 3, game over. 1, 2, 3, maybe a trade. A trade happens. It's a bit slower actually for black. Rook e5. Hit the bishop. Check. It moves. That's the blunder. That move looks so natural because you're just putting your king in front of the passed pawn. What could be more natural? But you need to be more active with the defense. I do not blame black for not seeing this defensive option at all. Let's have a look. We are 13 minutes in. 3 more minutes. Job done. King d6. Give me 3 more minutes of your time. I'm almost done. Bishop e6. Okay, so what? Well, actually, the bishop is a little bit silly now because you can't push. Black now has good defensive move. Rook here. Check from the back so the king can't come forward. That bishop is brilliant, stopping the king coming forward. The king actually does a good job. I know the yellow arrow here. I'll turn it green. Cutting the king off, but the king is just in time to come across. Check. You can go forward. That's the cool thing. That is the cool thing. Active defense. Check. Swing the rook over. And here you can always tuck back. And the rook actually cuts the king off. Good stuff. However, black played the most natural move here, which is king f8. Bishop e6. Cutting it off. What's the big deal? Really, we're going to see. Because the bishop here means you still can't push. I mean, that was the blue arrow, so what's happening? Swing. You actually swing the rook over, and you are just in time to pick up that h6 pawn, which actually looks impossible. But Pragg has seen 5 moves ahead. Maybe even 7 moves ahead from here. Let me show you. Push. This just feels too risky. Why on earth is black taking that pawn? How on earth can he swing back in time? Except he can do exactly that. Check. And then take. Okay, so what? He's just checked him. So what? The king is now actually on the wrong square. This check is a brilliant move. I bet he missed it. Let me give it brilliant. There. Check. Take. Okay, so what? It's so dangerous. Push. Push. Take, take. Nope. If you take, bishop takes. So push, and now check. That's the point. Swing it over. And I bet this is the idea that he missed. Can you blame him? No. But Pragg saw 7 moves ahead from that moment. Well, actually, it's 4 moves ahead now. 7 moves coming up to the final winning move, which is a brilliant X-ray. Check. Rook a7. G5 is not possible at the moment. Bishop b5. Maybe black has a cool defensive option. Bishop e2. But now is the final move. Brilliant defense. You guys have 5 seconds. Can you see it? Pause now. The winning move is rook a4. This is what I mean by an X-ray. Just defending along the rank, and you are actually 3 pawns up. If white didn't have that move, it's actually it might be a draw. You might go here, check, king here, but these 2 pawns are not moving too far. You might put the bishop here, and then it's stopping this one as well. That pawn might drop. It could be a draw. But Pragg wins with this absolutely stunning move, rook a4. He had enough. He actually resigned here. I wouldn't resign. Got to make sure the opponent pushes the pawns. But really, if you move the rook out the way, that's check. Check. And then you're just going to march the pawns home. Absolutely fantastic game. And I'm so glad that I went through this. I love the key idea, which was that h4 move. That absolutely stunning h4 move early on. So, and then that brilliant tactic which was mentioned in the intro. Here we go. My normal way to end these videos. Top left corner, beat the Queen's Gambit declined, but how? 470 views. Bottom left corner, Budapest Gambit. You might be thinking, why is William putting Budapest when this was a Queen's Gambit? But Budapest Gambit is like d4, c4 as well. So bottom left corner, that video is very important as well. 3,600 views. And then top right corner, England Gambit, another difficult one to face. d4, e5, they don't even let you play Queen's Gambit. So top right corner, 184 views. Thank you so much. You guys want to stick on this channel? Select one of these videos now. Which one will you pick? 1, 2 or 3?